That's some fun, high quality H2O. Welcome everybody to BigGunner81 Live. So tonight, instead of just running through our sponsor list, I want to take a couple minutes and talk about each one of them a little bit here. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little screen share to share some of this stuff with you here. And of course, after we do that, we'll kind of get into everyone we got in the house here with us tonight as well. Introduce everyone. So if I can find my screen share, here we go. We'll start out with our friends over at Spin to Precision. Hopefully you all can see this on your screen. I think you can. So Spin to Precision is one of our sponsors for our show, of course, as I mention all the time. And I always say I always mention in the intro, you know, they supply, like, you know, or they sell, build, create, machine barrels for the AR-15 platform and also some of the 308 like the AR-10s. But in addition to that, they've also gotten into the 9mm pistol caliber carbine, you know, bolt carrier groups and barrels for those, and also into the whole genre of Glock slides and barrels as well. Just kind of scrolling through their page so you guys can kind of see what they have to offer. Now, it's kind of neat is, like, I've shown this a few times. Like, I have one of their blank Glock 19 Gen 4 slides, but they offer a couple different variants and things. And the blank ones are kind of neat if you have, you know, the ability to machine them. You know, they're a great price point to start with, or if you have someone in mind or you want to do something custom with it, like I plan on doing, hopefully, you know, sometime in the next few months here. You know, they have great pricing on it, and it's great quality stuff. I mean, they really offer a good value for what they make. In addition to that, they have a lot of parts and accessories on here. They do sell some things that are made by other companies. When I say that, like, I know at one point in time, here we go, like the Luth AR stocks, they have those on here as well, which apparently they don't have in stock right now, but they do carry them. You know, Seekins, you know, handguard, you know, some miscellaneous things like that they have in their list. But the majority of what you see on here is stuff that they're machining themselves in-house. And they're based out of California. Really great people to work with. And they're very much like customer service orientated. You know, they want to make sure everything's, like, you know, right and that you're happy and everything. And I'm very impressed with them. And, you know, the basic story that, as I understand it, when this company kind of got started, you know, the founder has a machining company that does other, you know, machining for other, you know, industry and companies and stuff outside the firearms industry, I believe. And back, like, in, I want to say, you know, the whole height of the most recent, you know, potential ban, I think it was like 2012, roughly around that time. From the way I understand it, he was looking to buy a bolt carrier group for one of his own personal AR-15s, and, you know, prices were really high. People were gouging on these things. Supply was limited. He said, you know what, I'm going to make my own. And he's like, you know, I want to offer this. At least this is the story as I understand it. And it's very admirable. He wants to offer this people to be able to, you know, not be getting gouged on pricing on barrels and bolt carrier groups and things that he can manufacture. And I thought that was just awesome. So, you know, it's one of the reasons why I like work with them, and I like their products. You know, I'm running several of their barrels in the AR-15s, and most recently the AR-10 build that I put together, the 308, you know, DPMS pattern. You know, I guess you could say kind of like a mutt of you know, AR-10s or whatever you want to call it. But I'm running their barrel in their bolt carrier group, and it's working excellent. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull up the next one here. If you guys can see this on the screen here. Might have to actually switch it so you can actually see this. Over to my next one. Here we go. I mention Eggleston Munitions all the time. Hopefully you guys can see this on the screen. I think you can now. Eggleston Munitions, they're out of Colorado, and they basically make polymer-coated projectiles for reloading. Very awesome price point. In fact, speaking of that, basically, I think they still have a coupon code as well. You have to go ahead and test it out, but it should be BigGunner81 in all caps. I don't quote me on what the percentage off is, but it should be something there, I believe. Just kind of give you kind of a little bit of overview of what they have to offer and some of the calibers and so forth. see if I can get this. Can you guys see this next page here? When you guys want to chime in, let me know. Corey?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So as you see, they got 9mm, 38s, 40 caliber, 44, 45. They have some rifle projectiles, believe it or not. They do pretty sizable bulk packs as well. The rifle bullets are kind of intriguing. They had some that actually recently they were kind of toying around with the 223, projectile, but they don't have those on the market. I don't know if they will be coming out with them yet or not. They, I think they still had some work to do if they were going to do that. That's a tough one, honestly, with when you're dealing with a coated, projectile for a 223 that runs at 2,000 RPM or 2,000 RPM car terms, 2,000 plus feet per second or whatever. I don't remember off the top of my head, but whatever it is you set it up for. Anyway, 30 caliber, pretty cool. I've actually got some of these I'm going to be testing out soon for my 300 blackout loads. I think that would be a good option for those off the top of my head.
Rick, question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What, if any, change in load data are you're loading these yourself, right? So what?
Yep.
Do these guys provide load data, or are you running the same as
I believe they have some load data on. They actually do have load data listed right here on their site. So
perfect.
They originally they didn't have this on their website. Maybe a year or two ago, wherever it was. But now they have some good information here for like several of their projectiles. I don't know if they all have them, but you got some for. I'll scroll back up here. Sorry if I'm going too fast. For 9mm, the 380, the 38 special.
What's just out of curiosity, a 9mm 147 grain? What's the bottom of their ladder for like a Hogden?
Let's go look and see. I mean, as far as like which powder are you talking about?
Yeah, for Hogden. They got tight group in there by any chance? Yeah, they do.
Yep, they do.
3.9.
I run this is the 115 grain. I'm sorry. Did you say 147 grain?
Yeah, I was just curious how close it was.
Okay, because I was running it. They have 3.2 for the starting load on tight group.
So that's the exact same starting load as any other projectile.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I mean it's pretty close. But I was running the 115 grain originally because they're a little less expensive, I believe, than the 147 grainers. I haven't looked at the price on their website just yet. We're going to kind of glance at that, but I'll tell you, I like the 147 grains that they have. They really kind of grew on me, and I've been running those pretty much most often lately, and that's what I'll be running more of this coming year. Also, with the pistol cover carbine, I'm looking forward to running those. And I actually haven't tried I might have actually ran a few rounds of the 115 grains in it. I don't remember now, but we really haven't had any issues with the pistol cover carbine running at all. I mean, since I got it all put together. Anyway, the 147 grain has been my popular choice recently for the 9mm loads. Also going to be loading up some more of their 45 caliber as well. And I tell you what, they run pretty darn clean. I almost want to say that, like, comparatively to, like, some of the ammo that I have ran previously, which, let's say, like, I ran a lot of Winchester white box. A lot of people don't like them, this and that, whatever. But it's off the shelf production ammo. That's, not like the highest price point. Granted, it's not the cheapest stuff. It's not steel cased, junk or whatever. And comparatively to what I had been running with that, and maybe even some of my reloads possibly with plated or jacketed with copper, these seem to run a bit cleaner. My barrel doesn't get as fouled up, believe it or not. Doesn't appear to anyway. And I've been happy with them. I like running them, and like I said, they're a great company too as well. I believe it's two brothers that started it. They sit out in Colorado, and just kind of browsing through some of their data here. They got some stuff for 300 blackout for subsonic, and I believe that's what they mainly wanted with the 30 caliber projectiles. I'm not sure that you could be loading those at high speed, 308 or whatever. I was looking more or less for doing some lower cost 300 blackout rounds to run in my AR pistol and my AR rifle that's in 3R Blackout as well. So just to kind of show you, and usually you don't want to get into pricing and stuff because that always changes. Keep that in mind. You might be watching this 10 years from now and be like, oh, wow, back then those only cost a nickel, you know? So they have bulk packs of this stuff. You know, they've got like 4,000 round counts and, you know, for 147 grain, 3,000 round count, you know, packages, and so on. You know, just to kind of like see, because I suck at math, I got to break open the calculator here. I don't know if you guys even see my calculator on the screen. I'm guessing not, but so, oh, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up here just to kind of do the math because it's late and I don't do division with these kind of numbers in my head. So 147 grain, that came out to about, I think, 8 cents around roughly. So doing that right. So 8 cents around for those. The 115 grain, 4,000 round count. And I believe the reason why they do these counts is because they ship them in like in a flat rate box. So it's about how many they can, you know, get into that box probably, I imagine, because the 147 grainers are going to be larger. Those actually, for the 115 grains, they come out to about a little over 6 cents a round, basically, if you break it down. So that's pretty reasonable comparatively to what a copper jacketed, you know, projectile would run you. They seem to be pretty accurate to me. And of course, if you really want the style points, you can get them in any color that they offer. I mean, believe it or not, I kind of like the purple ones a bit. They're just kind of something different. But we're going to be loading up. Well, right now I've got ones that are multiple colors of the rainbow there in the thing. But pretty cool stuff. Anyway, definitely check them out. EggleStMunitions.com is their website. If you're into reloading, definitely worth a look. You know, some places may not let you run, you know, like lead that's bare lead, possibly. These are coated, so you don't have to worry about that lead dust issue, you know, as like you would on regular, you know, just plain lead projectiles. So let me see if I can pull up some other stuff here I wanted to share with you all. And we've also got, talk about Spinta, we talked about Eggleston Munitions. I wanted to show you some stuff from our friends over at Applied Arsenal Finishes, who also is another sponsor of our show. And again, I personally picked these companies to work with because, you know, I like their stories. I like what they do. I like their product. If it was something that I couldn't really get behind, I wouldn't want to help promote what they're about. But Applied Arsenal Finishes and Gunworks, they're out in Waterman, Illinois. They no longer have a website. They had one for a short time, but it really wasn't beneficial for them, and they get a lot of business without it. They're more active on Facebook, I believe Instagram as well, at Applied Arsenal Finishes on Facebook, of course. And you can see their number probably on here, which is 815-310-0060. And just to kind of show some of their work. Now, these aren't the best examples. Hopefully you all can see this as I'm scrolling through it. You know, they basically do Cerakoting. They can do hydro dipping as well, and they do some stippling work. And also, I believe they're going to be getting into some other, you know, machining, like doing slides and things. They're not quite there yet, but that's one of the things on the horizon, I believe, with Applied Arsenal Finishes. But they do some cool stuff. You know, I've seen some where they've taken like a really old, you know, revolver or something that maybe was, you know, just looked horrible, and really brought it back to an awesome like finish. It, you know, gave it a whole new look to it. I don't know if I click on any of these if it's going to go crazy. Like this is pretty cool. And if you guys see that, there you go. I think you guys can see this picture. You know, one of these Spikes Tactical lowers with the I can't remember the name of the style. I can't think of it right now. This total skull setup that they have. Sorry for doing that image there for a second. So they just do some awesome work. In fact, this is
that the
really
Spikes
cool.
Punisher?
That might be what it's called. I'm not sure. This is what's really awesome. So this image is pulled off of Cerakote's website. I took this picture. This is one of the very first pictures I took with my DSLR when I first got it. Laid this out in the dining room or whatever on a white sheet with some bright lights on it, and took this photo. And they use it on their website now, which is really awesome. I'm really proud of this. I'm really proud of the work that Brandon at Applied Arsenal Fishes has done on this rifle. There's a couple of things we changed on it since this photo. For one, the safety selector. It's got an Elfman Tactical push button safety selector on it, or safety on it, speed safety. And right now it's currently using a Lucid L7 optic on it. That's for the Wyoming rifle build when we get to the Wyoming rifle build. But for now, we're going to be using it, temporarily on this particular rifle. We'll be doing some, videos in here and there on it. And that thing's pretty nice. By the way, I'll just mention this kind of off topic slightly, but not quite. Related to this rifle with that L7 optic from Lucid Optics, that reticle is really cool. It's like they use a blue reticle, illuminated reticle versus like the typical red or green, which is just something that's pretty neat to see. So check them out. I think lucidoptics.com, I believe, is their website, but you can just Google them. Also, what else do you got? I know you got, here's another one of ours with it's a smaller photo. It's on Cerakote's website with me and Laura's, his and her rifles, which is what they are. It's pretty neat to set up that rifle. But anyway, one of my favorites. That's too small of an image to really kind of show you too again, but they do some really neat stuff. I mean, and it's not just limited to rifles and pistols. They do some of these like mugs and stuff and different things. Just really neat. This is a Remington 870. Looks like they did. And yeah, it's just these really aren't the best of what best examples of what they do, but it's pretty amazing. I mean, Brandon's really close on really tight on the details and stuff on these things, and it's just really nice work. And it's I'm proud to help get the word out about his company and of the work he's done, everything. So anyway, go ahead and move on. I guess I killed a decent amount of time there. Hopefully I didn't bore everybody to death on that one with my long ramblings. But anyhow, I got one new product I was going to mention too, but first we're going to introduce everybody. As usual, we got in the house with us tonight, we got Corey from Southern Style Beards with us. Welcome, Corey.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. It's been kind of a slow night, honestly. Just busy day, slow night.
I hear you on that one.
So we got Kent from Green Mountain Defense.
How we doing?
Oh, not bad. Welcome. We got Patrick as well from Chi-Town Tactical.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good. So something else I was going to pull up. I didn't actually get the website up yet, but our friends over, I just thought about it. I'm wearing the hat, too, from Men 2 Mags. It's a really great AR-15 mag. They're also now starting to move into some of the Glock mags, in fact. I'm excited because they're going to be coming out with some mags for the Glock 19 and 17 and so forth. But they just released, I'm going to see if I can pull up our website and share it with you to show you what it is. It'll take me a moment to get this to happen. There we go. Hopefully you all can see that. So they've got the Glock 42 and the Glock 43 mags. And they show the other ones coming soon and so forth. I'm anxious. Hopefully we'll try some of these out. Laura's got a Glock 43. I actually like the Glock 43, believe it or not. I currently carry the Glock 19. But the 43 is kind of nice. It was something that you want a little extra smaller, more concealable pistol with, and it shoots really well. But I thought these are pretty cool. They look pretty sharp. I can't wait to see them in person. One thing I will say is that obviously with the two on the floor plate, some of the magazine extensions that are out there are not going to work with these if you want to do a mag extension. But
You just read my mind.
yeah, that's one of the things we discussed. However, they do, at least as of right now, it may be coming out in the future. Something they're kind of looking at doing and kind of playing out designs for is making an extension for these mags so that you can do that. But right now it's not available, so I can't promise that, because this is just hearsay from the company that it's very possible that they may be coming out with that. But pretty sweet. I'm anxious to see what the Glock 19 mags look like, of course. And just to kind of show you guys in everyone out there watching, if you haven't seen their mags before, they have a few different options right now that are, they have man spot mags. I didn't even know that was that before.
Yeah, I meant to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, not today, ISIS. Not. Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I actually, and I know Men2 makes them for some other companies as well, like they include it with their rifles. But that's cool. I actually want to do something custom with a mag, with a laser engraving of the channel logo. Might be doing some testing on that coming up pretty soon. But they've got 30 rounders and 20 rounders and 10 round mags, of course. The 20 rounders are actually pretty cool. If you're looking for something that you want for like competition use or something, or just you want a shorter mag to work with, where you're like prone, let's say, this is a very beneficial option, and they're made really well. If you haven't seen, I've got a video out on these, on the 30 rounders, that is, where we actually, I took one of them. I don't have it here with me; it's in the room, but drove over it with my truck. Dropped it on the feed lips with it loaded, threw it down range, beat it up, and I ground it in the pavement with my truck too, on the magazine catch, lug or opening, whatever you want to call it, the little notch there. And hasn't failed. Then we took it out to the range, shot some holes through it, blew the spring out the back, still was able to load 15 rounds and hold the bolt back afterwards. So then we went ahead and replaced the spring, and was able to cycle full 30 rounds through it with a hole blown out the back side of it and like 6 holes punched through the front or the one side of it. So that mag was beat up. Then on top of that, I even I lost the mag for a while. Went out to my friend's house and we should did this test with it, and I thought I left it there somewhere or dropped it or something, and I forgot that when I was leaving I had it sitting up on the rail of the bed of my truck, and it had fallen into the bed, and I'm like, I'll just get it later. And I forgot about it when I got home, of course, and so it sat in a frozen block of ice for a couple weeks probably, and then I found it and thawed it out, and it still runs. So I'm pretty impressed with their products, needless to say, and I'm excited about the Glock mags. But they also got some cool gear too, of course. I like their decals and their badges and all that kind of stuff. It's just a cool thing, People that care about the Second Amendment making a really nice product. I believe they're out in Idaho. So anyway, go ahead and stop doing my screen share. You guys got anything that you want to bring up and talk about tonight?
Well, I'm undergoing my surgery tomorrow.
Oh man, good luck with that.
So
what's the process for? Are you basically going to be out of commission for a while?
I'll be on crutches for about 2 or 3 weeks again. So no, it's nothing I'm not used to. It's every procedure you go into, you're still always nervous and anxious about it. This one is a little different. They're actually doing the whole length of the leg on both sides.
Wow.
And it's a new doctor and a new hospital, so it's a little nerve-wracking. I got to be there at 4:45 in the morning, and procedure starts at 7. So
what are you doing up with us so late?
Hanging out, doing my usual.
Nice.
Anything to take my mind off things is always a good thing.
So Corey, you gonna get us the hospital room so we can send you some Miley Cyrus CDs and some flowers and some,
What?
some Lady Gaga stuff.
Unfortunately, it's outpatient, so I won't actually get a room. But hey, if you want to do a singagram or whatever, you can always send them to my house. I'll slam the door in their face.
So I take it they're going to put you under on to do this procedure, I imagine.
Yeah. I'll be. It's the procedure itself supposed to take about 100 minutes. They said. So
not 102, 100 exactly.
Exactly 100. That's what they said. I'll be out for 100 minutes. So close to an hour and a half, 2 hours. So, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I ain't gonna feel nothing. So,
yeah, I tell you what, I've only been out twice when I've had actually 3 times. I think when I had my wisdom teeth out, which I didn't. I think I was still semi-conscious. I can kind of tell things were going on around me, but I was out of it. But when I had my carpal tunnel surgery, I had it done on both hands. And, it basically, I forget how long the procedure went for. I want to say it was like an hour or something. But it just basically felt like I took a nap for about 15 minutes, or maybe at most. And then just woke up and my hands like sore or whatever,
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it was just definitely a weird feeling.
It's definitely, I don't know. I've had 5 leg procedures in less than 2 years, and this will be my 5th. So, I mean, unfortunately, I just, I've got to do what I got to do, and I don't think I'll have to have another one until next December, and it'll be on the opposite leg. But until then, it's just nurturing that one you're hoping to heal. So, Godspeed, everybody.
Yeah, likewise. Hope everything works out all right.
Yeah, thank you. I will see you all next week after the show. So, I will have to hobble my way in here to get to my computer, but I will be here. I promise, I will be here.
Nice. Hey, something else we can do too. I have no open discussion. I can't speak today. Man. I was gonna say we can also kind of browse gun.deals website. It's one of the things I like to look at time to time. I have no affiliation with them, but it's just kind of a nice little tool, website, whatever you want to call it, for finding some deals. And some goofy stuff. You find some Amazon things from time to time that people post up. Oops, it's actually loaded a page I wasn't going to load for Smith & Wesson. It's on back order. But like this ultra thin face mask, balaclava, whatever, I can't even pronounce this shit. So anyway, $1.45 on Amazon. You do get a lot of people posting Amazon links on here. I mean, that's because they probably have an associate account, and then if you purchase something, they might get a kickback out of it or something. So,
did you guys see the Amazon sting that happened a couple months ago?
No, what was that?
With the Glock parts, somebody was trying. The feds actually posted.
Yep.
An Amazon ad for conversion to convert your 9mm Glock into an 18, and everybody that ordered it, they busted. From what I heard.
Man. You
ordered the part, they came knocking on your door.
That explains what happened to my cousin Freddie.
No, that's just disappearing.
I think they were listing it for like airsoft, weren't they? Weren't they listing it for like airsoft?
But the actual part, it was listed as an airsoft ad, but if you read the description, it was for a real Glock.
Gotcha. Which, by the way, so I'm just kind of looking through here. You find some interesting stuff on here from time to time, but like I've been kind of looking at this Taurus PT 111, Millennium 9mm.
No, run the other way.
I heard some people say that because Taurus got a bad rap, whatever. But it's under $200.
So is ammo. So is
yeah. But let me say this though, I had the same skepticism. Of course, I don't know how the 9mm version is, but a friend of ours, one day we were out at the range, and it was a friend of mine. had one of these. I forget what the model number was for the 45, which they don't make anymore, unfortunately. I think they had some issue with them. They decided that they were going to keep importing them or making them or whatever they're doing, which kind of sucks because the 45 version they had actually shot pretty nice. I was really impressed because there's not a lot of 45s that I really shoot okay with, and that's probably because it's heavier caliber and my poor, trigger discipline, not trigger discipline. How do you say that? Just my trigger pull, I guess. Any issues you have with that, it gets more exacerbated from having a heavier caliber like a 45. So your mistakes, I think, come out more. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, so I've been tempted to try one of those out with the 9mm version since I was kind of impressed with the 45. I just haven't done it yet, though. But for under $200, it doesn't seem like that bad of a deal. I mean, really.
Didn't they say that about High Point for a while?
Yeah, and
under
people
$200 is not a bad deal.
No, I mean, people are coming around on those a little bit more lately. I mean, they still say, yeah, it's ugly, I don't like it, but they're like, it still friggin' runs, damn,
Rick's shopping for a burner gun.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Demolition Ranch did a video on one where he like shot it and a couple times and had like beat the slide to get it, freed up, and it still ran and shot and just tortured the crap out of it. And that says something. I mean, it's not pretty. It's not the greatest, smoothest, pistol in the world, but it seems to be a functional pistol for a very low price. So,
and when you run out of ammo, you can club somebody with it too.
Exactly, it's a heavy pistol, right? So,
actually, I will give credit. I have seen the carbines run really well, and I've seen guys that when they were just coming out with the pistol carbine, like the 3-gun matches and stuff, a lot of guys were running them, and
I thought this was
ran.
Interesting. Flipping through here too, like this Carl Zeiss, or Zeiss, how do you pronounce it? I'm not sure. I think they make watches, don't they?
They used to, I think.
I don't know. I'm not real familiar with their product, but I just kind of saw that on here. I was like, that looks interesting looking optic. I wonder, So I haven't been opened up to really look at it, but.
I don't want to speak out of my head, but I think Zeiss made the lens for the Hubble telescope. Was them or Swarovski or somebody?
That's interesting. We'll have to do the fact checking. Say, okay, Google. I'll tell you what, we had a discussion today about Google too. Google knows so much about us. I mean, I was listening to a marketing speech about this stuff too, where like this thing about geofencing and how it's like, how this marketing gets targeted to people, and, how much information Google has on you that it can recommend things to you based off what your habits are and things. That's just kind of scary. Google can tell you when your birthday is, shit like that. You ask my phone. My phone knows more about me than I do.
Google got like $6.2 million, billion in tax breaks, I think it was. And I Googled it and my computer blew up. So I don't know what
also, I was noticing too the knockoff of the Raptor charging handles. You can pick it up for like $19. Probably made in China.
Probably.
Or less expensive, budget AR-15 that you just you're not using it as a primary defensive tool and you're just using it for plinking and sport use and whatever. Why not buy one, try it out? If it lasts for a while and you're not abusing it, it's a charging handle. That's my thought. But I'd rather have the real deal, no doubt. Don't get me wrong. I also would rather have something made in the U.S. You find some good deals on ammo and stuff on here too, which is kind of cool, especially with these rebates. But I tell you what, rebates. This is my opinion. I mentioned this before. Mail-in rebates. Like sometimes I never get them back, so it's like you have to account that you're probably, if you don't get that rebate back, is it still a fair deal? That's just the way I simply look at it. But some interesting stuff on here you'll find and whatnot. Here's that Malaysian .308 ammo that I had with the old vacuum sealed, case.
I have to pick me up some of that.
You definitely should before they run out. I tell you, you panic buy it, right? No, I tell you what though, like seriously, like when I was a young boy. No, I'm kidding. When I bought my rifle, not too long afterwards, I wanted to get some ammo for it, right? And our guns, who imports a lot of these things, actually it's the one in the other place, they had stacks of crates of ammo crate with 880 rounds in it or whatever. And I ended up buying one of them because I'm like, I got to get one of these to go with it because the crate's awesome for one, and two, it's surplus ammo and it's not very expensive either. I'm like, definitely want to get one. Couldn't afford to buy a couple of them. And of course, after they had like some ban thing and whatnot, and all of a sudden, that whole damn fast, even online, you couldn't really find it. So I'm like, damn, that sucks.
I like. But, I know my hunting partner is really big on Sportsman's Guide.
Exactly. That's where the Malaysian stuff's from.
Yeah, he's got like everything he buys. He bought 2 new rifles and some hearing. Oh crap! I don't even know now.
Ear Pro?
He bought some Ear Pro from them. He buys everything from Sportsman's Guide. So,
isn't it?
Losing Rick.
They just
He gone.
Is he gone?
What will we do without him?
I don't know. I don't know what to do now.
We need an adult. We need an adult.
You guys really can't hear me?
Oh, there he is.
There you are.
I'm still here, but my internet connection for some reason tonight, maybe someone's using all my bandwidth up. I don't know. But what's that? I'm hearing someone in the background saying, no, I'm not. Yeah, so anyway, let me see if I go back to my screen share here because it's just, something flipped through. Can you guys see it again? Or did you lose me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good place to find some deals. Yeah, Sportsman's Guide, if you remember, it's kind of like an. There's some good deals, and there's some not good deals, and you really gotta pay attention. At least once before, where certain ammo, if you bought it in bulk, it was like it's per round. Then if you bought like another by like, let's say,
dude, you sound like you're calling from a cell phone in a microwave.
Really?
Now he's back.
Let me try.
Well,
is this any better, or are you guys still losing me?
You're still blurry and still kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, I don't know if it has something to do with the storms. I mean, I would think our cable's probably buried, but that sucks if that's the case. You guys are hearing me all right now, or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you're better right now.
Okay, so lost my train of thought now. Oh, so yeah, with Sportsman's Guide, pay attention to the pricing on cost per round, because sometimes, let's say you buy 1,000 rounds of certain ammo, maybe their 250 count lot comes out to a lower cost per round. It happens sometimes, so you really have to pay attention to that, because people get caught up in the whole idea that buying in bulk means less. It's not always the case. Sometimes that case ammo is like a little bit more expensive than buying smaller quantities, but in multiples. So buying 4 quantities of 250 rounds might be less expensive than buying 1,000 rounds. It happens. Usually that's not the case, but sometimes if you're not paying attention to certain things, that'll happen with Sportsman's Guide. Of course, always look for deals. They have coupon codes and things like that for them. free shipping or, X amount of dollars off. Speaking of which, I mention all the time, it's kind of like common sense in a sense, but when I go to buy my ammo and stuff, if I get a deal from Cabela's, like they give you, or Bass Pro even, but Cabela's is usually a little bit better, even though they're owned by the same people. If they give you like a $10 off a $50 purchase, I try to find that's close to $50. That's a fair deal to begin with, and then use that $10 on top of it, and possibly as a site to store. Like just recently, I picked up 1,000 rounds of 22 ammo. I think it would end up being like $40 some basically, which worked out to like just over 4 cents a round. That seems to be pretty fair for I don't know if it's standard velocity or what, but when I compared the velocity on it, it was like higher than some of the other ones. Like even CCI, I believe, came out. No, was it CCI or Federal? I want to say it was Federal. It came out with their polymer coated 22 ammo. Now they have like a holiday box that's like red and green, projectiles on these 22 rounds. So this stuff I picked up, and it was all not polymer coated. So I was like, yeah, it's probably a pretty fair deal. I'm looking forward to trying it out. If it doesn't work very well, like say my semi-auto pistol or my semi-auto AR-15, or my 1022, then I'll probably use it like in my Henry rifle. I'm not gonna have to worry about it cycling in that. In fact, something else that I picked up, speaking of Sportsman's Guide, was I bought some 22 short, because the Henry will run. You can run 22 short in it, and just for the whole audible factor of it being a little bit quieter ammo, for something to try out. Like if you ever have the experience to, shoot on some private property or something, it might be advantageous to have that to try. So I picked up some from Sportsman's Guide using coupon code. I think it gave like free shipping or X amount of dollars off and free shipping or something. I don't remember, or percentage off, and that sort of thing. So anyway, I also always like to stack coupons with things as well. If there's any way to do that, like stack deals or no, not necessarily stacking coupons, stacking deals, I guess. Like if I bought my 1022, actually I bought two 1022s for my Gatling gun conversion, and I forgot. It was like, I forgot what the total price was. I want to say it was like $183 a piece with tax out the door. And you can find some deals now that are even better, maybe. But I want to say it was like $189.99 or something like that. And there's a back order. That was the base deal. Then I had a coupon for like, I think it was like $10 off or $20 off or something. I don't even remember anymore. And I was able to do I had two of these, and I was able to use one on each purchase and so forth. And just, and on top of that, if you use a credit card that gives you cash back and you pay it off, that gives you something else back on your purchase. So I try to find all these ways to kind of cut the cost down as low as possible, because the more you can save on your firearms and accessory purchases, the more you can spend on ammo, right? At least that's the way I look at it. So I don't know if you guys got anything else you want to discuss. You want to talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
Not to dampen the mood or whatever, but we had our first honest to God suicide bomber on American soil yesterday.
Exactly what I was going to mention.
Yeah.
We won't use his name. I hope you guys are all in agreement with that, right? Don't give him any more publicity.
That's fine.
But yeah, unbelievable. We got real lucky with that. He obviously screwed up, or something didn't go the way you wanted it to, because people sustained hearing injuries, I guess, but nothing real traumatically physical other than to him, and they got him alive, which I hope means he's somewhere that doesn't exist, being waterboarded right now. So
didn't someone say that it was Trump saying that waterboarding wasn't torturous enough, wasn't it?
Yeah, God bless him, man. Right? Whatever.
I don't know how you can make it more torturous, but hey, I'm down for it.
Electricity?
Nice.
Yeah, like in Taken. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Hey,
That's a movie, Rick says.
whoever said that movies can't happen in real life, I don't know who it is. I don't know if it ever's been said, but it can happen.
Hey, you can kill
You
six
said-
people at a bar with a pencil and it works, okay? Don't argue this. Somebody out there can do it, so it can happen.
That's right.
Anything the mind can conceive is real somewhere. So I tell you
So
what.
somehow we went from suicide bomber to murdering dudes in a bar with a pencil.
Hey,
yeah,
let's see. The Joker did it. Jason Bourne did it. John Wick did it. It happened.
Yep, John Wick. Right. All real people.
What about the John Wick out the front autos, man? The microtext was pretty sweet in that movie.
Yep.
Out the front. Wait, what are you talking about?
The Microtech knives.
The microtech knives.
I'll have to look at that and see what it is.
Yeah, they're actually the Microtech Hellhounds. They were a special edition Microtech made for the movies.
I got a Microtech. It's a little bitty dinky thing.
Oh, you got the mini?
It's micro?
Yeah. I've got a Microtech.
So something else I learned recently too, kind of off topic for what we're talking about. I'm saying this because I have it sitting on my desk. When I do my videos, a lot of times I'm using my desktop that I kind of pieced together with help from a few friends of mine that had different components and stuff they had and stuff that I had and whatnot. But recently the memory card went on it. I'm sorry, not memory card, video card. Duh, that's what I'm trying to say. The video card died, so like
That could explain some of your problems tonight.
You beat me to that, Cat.
Yeah, this is a laptop, so it shouldn't be the go. Hopefully, nothing's going on with this. That would suck big time. But anyway, yeah, you can see this thing. This is a friend of mine had this for his gaming setup that was in the machine to begin with. This one that just died. So I'm looking at video cards, and the price of them, I guess, I've heard has gone up a little bit because of the whole Bitcoin thing. People are buying all types of video cards, driving the price up on equipment and gear. Like they use them for like Bitcoin mining or something. And I had the opportunity to try to get into that Bitcoin thing recently, and I kind of decided not to, and I'm still like kind of skeptical of it, a little bit. And maybe maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's not. I don't know.
I mean, it's. I feel like when you play the stock market, which I'll admit, every company is invested in stock markets. A little bit of your wages or taxes go into stock market events, but that's just one big elastic bubble that can rupture at any time. We've seen it before. Mm-hmm. It happened really bad in the Depression in the 30s. We had a really big blow up, right when Obama came into office. Bitcoin's just the same. It's fake money. It's crypto money. It's not real. But then again,
you can convert it into real money, but if you don't get out before that thing bursts,
you're screwed. I mean, and the money's there. I mean, it's up $15,000 right now.
And the way I look at it too is that even real money is not anything tangible other than paper.
I was literally just about to say that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, goods and services. I mean, that has real value. It's something that's tangible in a sense.
I mean, if you're really wanting to play the part and really wanting to invest in something, you want to invest in the platinums, the silvers, the golds, the bronze, the things like that, because those are precious metals. Those will never lose their value ever, and they're always worth trading. They're always worth getting cash for.
Diversify. That's what I'm looking at too. Don't put all your eggs just in precious metals.
Yeah.
Put it in guns and ammo and some,
I was just gonna say, I buy my precious metals 1,000 pieces at a time.
Yeah. Golden AKs, golden AKs just for Rick. That's it.
There you go.
Didn't we get that gold Desert Eagle? that 24 karat plated.
Yeah, the tiger striped 50
tiger striped one. Yeah.
You guys saw that, right? I think we took a picture of it at SHOT Show last year.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I don't know that I talked about it before. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be going to SHOT Show this year. Probably, it's leaning more towards the not going. I got range day, and all that stuff and everything else. So it'd be awesome time. But honestly, the expense of it, I'm looking at it from the perspective of there's a lot of other places I want to go that's going to be firearms related this year, and that's going to take up big chunk of that capital that I could spend doing those things. Like there's companies that I've been invited to go do like a tour of their facility. And, it'd be kind of cool to do that and maybe do a little filming where possible, of course. Also want to go to NRA show, and I'll get to see a good portion of the companies that would be at SHOT Show there as well. And a few other places. And this coming year, I want to get out and do some actual 3-gun because this season, we did one competition, and that was a steel challenge match and nothing else really with it. And on top of that, I'm trying to see if there's a club that I want to get into so that I can get more access for range time and everything down here. Because I'll tell you what, it's one of the things I'm a little bit bummed about today. So I'm still a member at Aurora Sportsman's Club out in Watermill, Illinois, and that's going to end, at the end of this month. I cannot find my key card for it. I know I got it. I just don't remember where I put it, and hopefully I'll find it because I want to take a ride up there before the end of the year and at least get to go there at least one more time before I'm not a member any longer. But again, those funds could go towards doing some other cool gun-related things or possibly finding another club down here to join where I can actually use it more often. So anyway, I will also say too, like I was saying, being bummed a little bit is that club in Illinois it's the premier facility in Illinois. I mean, thanks for that. I'm here to be able to see this. But anyway, so
that's probably me. I was slurping it.
That's probably me, he says, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Next week, the sponsor read's going to be like, and we lost them all, so sorry.
Don't say that, because that's what actually helps us be allowed, or gives us the ability to get out and do more shooting and stuff without their support. It makes it a little more difficult to do all the things we get to do.
I am sorry. It was my fault.
That's okay, Corey. Timing is everything. But so, I know. Speaking of dollars and cents and everything, because I kind of got derailed in my thought, and I'll just kind of jump into another tangent. Something else I'm working on right now with the blog/website at BigGunner81.com. I'm adding an online store function where I'm going to be putting some, I would say, like some different things on there that might be interesting, like maybe something I did a review on that I just have that's like extra for me to have, and I'd be like, would make sense maybe to sell it and use those funds like to fund the 50 States project or do some more content or whatever for the channel. Basically reinvest those funds in a different portion of it. So you might see some cool stuff that might be popping up on there, things that like you've seen maybe on the channel. Also maybe some BigGunner81 branded, gear and things like that. Thought about getting some laser engraved like PMags and stuff, something kind of custom and interesting for everybody. Might even do a few hats and things too as well. And on top of that, put together some different tiers for our Patreon, contributors. Like maybe even get into some patches or some T-shirts and stuff, some gear on there that if people are contributing through Patreon. And I've been talking about it. I gotta finish putting the idea together, but I want to do another giveaway on the Facebook, page, the BigGunner81 Facebook page. That is to help kind of get back to you guys that are out there watching and listening, and chiming in and helping to support this channel, even with likes and just subscribing and that kind of stuff. We just haven't done one in a while, and I've got some extra stuff to give away. Love to hook somebody up with that.
Hey, free stuff's always good, man.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta think of what all I have. I know we got some stuff from when we were at the Iraq Veteran 888 shoot. and some of our other companies and stuff that we worked with sent some extra, decals and patches or whatever, that sort of thing. Usually I try to do one after like SHOT Show, but again, I don't know that we're going to be going this year, so I got an extra abundance of a few things to give out. So I want to put something together with that here pretty soon. So I don't know.
Do you think SHOT Show turnout's going to be that big this year? To be honest,
that's a good question. Honestly, I'll say my opinion on it. Last year, you didn't like 2016. I saw a lot of the big YouTube channels there. 2017, it was like boom. It was like very, very different. A lot less media people there. A lot of the still a lot of the smaller channels like myself, but not as many of the bigger guys. And that was a little different. And I think couple that with the whole shooting thing that went on recently, I'm wondering if that's going to shy some people away. Plus, SHOT Show has gotten really restrictive on firearms and stuff. Like they now print it on the back of the badges about no personal firearms allowed, blah blah blah, which has always been the rule from what I've heard and what I remember anyway from the 2 times I went. However, now they're like making a bigger deal out of it. And even I was reading somewhere, I forgot, on Facebook, I think Tack Daddy, Kevin Reichard posted something up that somebody had where they're talking about if you're headed to SHOT Show with firearms to display at SHOT Show and this and that, they want to know, like, even if you're driving or flying, and they all have to be transported through, certain services and stored at a certain place, and like all these different restrictions that were happening and how they were handling it this year were just totally different. So there's a lot of people that are kind of like, this is kind of stupid, or this isn't right, or whatever.
Some of it, I think, was part of a lot of guys were having theft off their tables last year. I mean, there's a lot of guys
NRA show.
Stuff. Yeah,
I feel like that happens more often than not. But, and I don't think it's just SHOT Show. I think it's everywhere. When you go to a gun show or some kind of expo showing. I know that happens. Here in Louisville, we have the Kentucky Expo Center right here in Louisville, and it's massive. And they do gun shows maybe every 3 months. It's a whole weekend long. I mean, when you have a booth and people walk by on both sides, it's kind of hard, to pay attention every which way you look.
Hey,
Right.
even in a ratio, and I think it was 2016. I forget. No, it wasn't the last one. It was one before. So
15?
Maybe. I can't remember. It was
this
it
year
was probably the one in Kentucky.
It wasn't
Atlanta.
This year's was Atlanta. 2016, it was here in Louisville, yeah.
Yeah, so 2016 is what I'm thinking of. I think Strike Industries, they were coming out with their new their new sights that kind of flip up at like a 45-degree angle.
Mm-hmm.
And someone stole one of them, like off the rifle, sitting there on their display,
and that was not a prototype too. It wasn't even a real sight. It was actually a prototype.
I think that's not, it might have been like one of the first runs of it. It wasn't like out to market yet, where you could buy them at least. And the other thing was we had, I think it was this. I want to say it was this past SHOT Show. I want to say, where they have that whole what do we call it? The SHOT Show Next or something like that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That guy got
stole
caught.
A Trigicon.
Yeah, they caught him on video doing it too.
Mm-hmm. They actually did catch him, luckily, but that was off of one of my friends. I say not one of my friends, but our friends at American Defense Manufacturing, because I know those guys as well. It was one of their rifles that they had on, I believe. And the guy just walked up, you see on the video, like nonchalant, like, oh yeah, okay. Takes off, walks off, with it. And, I think the whole thing is that if you act like if you're supposed to be doing it, people just kind of go with it and assume, oh yeah, maybe he's a vendor and he's just taking his piece off of it for whatever, And then it's like, what the hell? You notice it's missing, then you gotta go back through the tape and see or the video tape. I'm dating myself. And see what happened to it. So
I mean, it's a shame that people have to act that way, though. I mean, it's it shows poorly on the industry that these are industry people. They're not even just people off the street. These are industry people doing this to each other.
Yeah,
that's kind of sad.
Strange. It was really strange too. And I wonder if was he actually? Because I can't remember if you have to have the badge on to get in through that, or people just didn't pay attention if he was actually with the show, because it's not really in the main show, hallway or room. It's like it's like a separate
what optic
thing,
got stolen exactly?
An MRO, a Trigicon MRO.
Yeah.
Off a rifle.
Obviously, it was just a Burris rep who was trying to get a hold of a real red dot.
This thing used to have sound effects, but I don't know what happened to it. Google. I've also heard rumors that they're going to go away from this application at some point. Like they're no longer going to be supporting this platform for Google Hangouts / YouTube at some point. But we'll see what happens. I actually want to get this more moved over to a podcast type of setup at some point. Kind of side note of this whole show. We can download all the recordings of this from like the original episode and everything, and we can actually download just the audio if we want as well, and then use that as a podcast at some point. So I was thinking about doing that and uploading them all, so people, if they want to go through and listen to them, they can. Which we have a few people that actually do, which is kind of cool. And I will be honest too, our viewer, but we also kind of spread out our viewership amongst 2 different channels now as well, because to go back, and this will hopefully be changing next month, we had a channel strike based off of the whole Bumfire stock thing that knocked us off from being able to do live videos on our main YouTube channel.
Yep.
So now that's why we're streaming this video live on the BigGunner81 live channel. And what I do then is, before next week's show, I'll download this one and I'll upload it to our main channel so that people can go on there and watch and listen to it and so forth in the future. In January, hopefully, if everything goes as it's mapped out from what, the whole YouTube jail thing, they should be able to release their privileges back to doing live streaming sometime in January. And when that happens, what we'll probably do is stream live again from our main channel, and then kind of reverse the process and just upload the videos onto the secondary backup channel that's just related to BigGunner81 live show videos. So just kind of a little bit of background story as to how we're kind of doing things right now and so forth. But
hey, speaking of YouTube jail, on band James Jagger.
Yeah.
Right.
I
know some people hate him, some people like him. It's very few that are in between. Granted, he probably got banned for something he said or whatever, this and that. And it is a private service, blah, blah, blah. But on the other side of that is, really, I mean, there's a lot of worse things on YouTube than the stuff that he has. And I don't like to see people getting banned for just speaking, outright, So I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, of course, that could be a whole other debate, of things like, yeah, I don't want to have someone doing, hate speech and stuff like that. No, but I don't think that was why he got banned in this scenario at all, from my understanding anyway. But who knows? So I'm sure that there's, people that have a better idea than I do about that at this point. But anytime a gun-related, firearms channel gets banned, it's kind of like, well, let's get this thing, let's get this taken care of and get them freed out of this whole thing. So sorry for my lack of energy. I'm just like running on empty today. It's been a long day for me.
Gee whiz.
Yes. Not just me, but many other people around me. I know that.
I got my new logo today for Southern Style Beards. Hallelujah.
Oh yeah. Let's check it out.
I don't know. What do I do?
What do I do?
I'm all excited, but I don't know what to do. Usually, if you have it open in a background somewhere, like another window, you go on the left-hand side of your screen. There's usually like a little green, screen with a little arrow on it. It's a screen share. You click on that, and you can select whatever window it is you have open.
Oh, okay.
And it should share your screen then. What you're seeing, though, you should be able to see as far as
close all your browser tabs with all your favorite female singers first, though.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
None of the Miley virus.
Miley virus.
So it says screen share, but it's not doing anything.
This is like the Family Guy episode where Brian has to teach Quagmire how to run his computer.
Yeah. Anyways, I got the new logo up on the Facebook page, the Instagram page. Here we go.
Pictures.
Here we go. Let's see. Do I do desktop or Google? What do I do?
Which one's open? Like what window? What's the name of the window they have open?
I don't know.
You have your logo where you can see it on your screen.
Hold on a second.
See now you see me talking to you, and there. Wait,
can you see anything?
There you go.
You see your live chats and all your browser history and.
Oh, wonderful!
There we go. Awesome.
So this is
awesome.
This is the new logo that we have made. It's been so long in preparation for this, and it's so exciting, and I'm so glad to finally have it. It's taken about a month and a half to finally decide on one, and so this is what we've come up with, and that's the guy's actual face is actually our old logo. It's just been enhanced to look more like of a person. So next after this, we're going to plan on pricing some labels, different areas, and hopefully we'll be going before too long here in January.
Very cool.
So
yeah, congrats, man. That's awesome. I like it.
Is there a story behind that? Who is that fella?
Oh my god! No, there's
still screen sharing.
Well, I'm trying to turn it off. I don't know how to do this.
You got to practice more with Google.
No, there's not a symbolic story behind the logo. It was just something.
It's a guy with a beard.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just a guy with a beard, and I take it from my just my historical standpoint and things. It's just supposed to be more along the line of a I don't know, a country kind of southern background type of gentleman, and that was the best fit that we could come up with for right now. But all in all, we're really happy with it. And Rick, thank you for voicing your opinion on a couple of them.
Oh, you're welcome.
But yeah, like I said, after I get this leg surgery done, I'm going to start back to school in the spring on January 9th. Hopefully I can hobble my way into the school. But after then, we're going to have some new labels and stuff designed, and we're going to start cranking this stuff out. So it's
just make sure somebody watches them. They don't implant anything extra in there.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
The GPS trackers, the antennas. You don't want that.
Hey, I work for Hillary Rodham, okay? I mean, ain't nobody murdering this fool. unless they put a drone strike on my apartment. I've got too many firearms in here.
And Corey got suicided.
Yeah, suicide. Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. I mean,
and you got to back up. There's not too many firearms. I mean, unless you're saying too many firearms for the space provided. That's a different story.
For the space provided, I mean, the only bad thing for me is that I'm going to be a one-legged man here come 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So
it's got to get a couple of Barrett's, 50 cals and use them as crutches, right?
Yeah. I could do that. I've got a bunch of stuff, so I'm good.
Nice.
You're gonna wake up after that 100-minute long surgery tomorrow in some Democrat congressman's office. Are there any Democrat congressmen? I guess there are.
He's gonna wake up getting waterboarded.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you guys gonna touch me now?
On that note, we'll go ahead and wrap things up for tonight.
I was just gonna say.
So the code word for next week is waterboarding.
That's right.
Yes.
So yeah, and hopefully my audio and video and stuff's better next weekend with the. Hopefully it's just my internet connection temporarily for some reason, but yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on with us tonight. You guys got any last minute thoughts? We'll start with Patrick. I'm gonna go backwards on my screen here.
Corey, good luck in your surgery tomorrow, man. We prayed for you, buddy.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
Kent, you got anything?
Yeah, well, you were talking smack on Google, then your internet went to hell. So think about that for a second.
Hey,
that's one thing.
Coincidence?
I don't think so. And number two, obviously,
right.
Corey, we're thinking of you, brother. Take care.
Thank you very much.
You need something, shout out. We'll do what we can.
I'll try to take some, live videos and whatnot. And,
God, please don't. Just
maybe I'll be seeing "Rockin' in the USA" by Miley Cyrus or something. I don't know.
Just let us see you next week and make sure you're okay. We don't need any live videos from the surgery table.
Yeah,
I'll be here.
Hey, check it out. Here's the inside of my leg.
Well, I won't be awake for that one, so.
Never know. Hope not.
Oh, the other thing too. Make sure you mark which leg to do. You don't want to mess that up.
Real.
Yeah, I don't know. They'll probably be like, all right, which leg we working on? I'm gonna wake up with a cast on my arm or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Be like, well, I'm getting a $100 million settlement right now.
So, yeah, last minute things you want to mention, Corey?
Guys, it's always fun getting on here. I mean, you guys have, I could get a little bit crazy, but it's taking my mind off tomorrow morning. Obviously,
Good deal.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get it done, but then again, I'm nervous at the same time. And but we got the logo today, and I finally posted it up, and I'm excited about that. So everybody, check out Southern Style Beards come January, because there's going to be some big stuff coming out. So
very cool. Well, yeah, again, we hope everything goes good on that with your surgery and everything. So
thank you.
But yeah, other than that, again, go check out egglestonmunitions.com, spintoprecision.com, Applied Arsenal Finishes and Gunworks. And now I'm probably missing someone off the top of my head again. I always do this. Of course, the Ranger 35. And why am I going blank? I said Spinta, Eggleston, and anyway, it's late. Hopefully you guys all got it in the intro there. We went through the whole thing. And as always, everybody, have fun shooting.
Thank you.